does is lower the estate tax substantially. And here's what Teddy Roosevelt said in 2010. And here's a chart with his words. He said, "The absence of effective state and especially national restraint upon unfair money-getting has tended to create a small class of enormously wealthy and economically powerful men whose chief object is to hold and increase their power." This is Teddy Roosevelt, who by then had served as President of the United States. "No man," this is Roosevelt, "no man should receive a dollar unless that dollar has been fairly earned. Every dollar received should represent a dollar's worth of service rendered, not gambling in stocks, but service rendered." End of quote. My goodness, this guy was pretty prophetic. This is back in 1910. Then he continues. "The really big fortune, the swollen fortune, by the mere fact of its size acquires qualities which differentiate it in kind as well as in degree from what is passed by men of relatively small means. Therefore, I believe in a graduated inheritance tax on big fortunes, properly safeguarded against evasion and increasing rapidly in amount with the size of the state." End of quote. Wow. Teddy Roosevelt hit the nail on the head, and that was 100 years ago. What he worried about is that a small group of people with incredible money would be able to pass that money on, and that what you would create in this country is an oligarchic form of government with a few people holding not just enormous economic power, but holding significant political power as well. And it is ironic that right now, as a result of this disastrous Citizens United decision, that what Roosevelt foretold, predicted, is exactly what's happening. You have a handful of billionaires now sitting around deciding how much of their fortune they're going to invest in political. When they die, their children will have to pay an estate tax. That is absolutely and categorically incorrect. As this chart shows, only a tiny fraction of estates from deaths in 2009 owed any estate tax. That number is about 0.24%. Less than 0.3% of American families paid any tax on the estates that they were left. 99.7%